Namaskaram, my dear friends, I am back again. I feel like my intro has become more natural now than it did before, so progress. Let me share with you an experience I have at work. No, not experience. Let's just continue with story. So I lead a company, and because the company that I lead is almost 300 people, I have an XO. An XO is technically an executive officer. I should say that right. An executive officer. She's young and bright, she's really great, and I love her. And very interesting because with the nature of my job, when I took the position, it was basically a handover from the old leader to me, and the transition process is where nothing stops. The mission continues. It's basically work phone. It's basically like a transfer of vehicle where the vehicle is still running and the person that's handing the responsibility to me is just telling me, yo, hurry and grab the wheel. And I'm like, okay. And then the car still continues running. And before I took over the position, there was really not a lot of training because the class that I had to attend was not available before I took the job. It was only available a month in to my job. So I attended the class and then I realized like, oh my God, the things that I needed to know, all the things that I had to be aware of, oh my God, this is like immense. It can't even fit in my brain. And I can honestly really feel the overwhelming information because like the back of my neck, like my nape starts to hurt from all the things that I needed to do. But what amazed me in the whole situation was the car kept running. The car kept moving forward because of the people that was already in the position, especially my executive officer. So after finishing the class, I went to her office and I'm like, oh my God, all the things that I've learned from class, I didn't really realize that all these things are going on, but you made them all happen despite all the transition that was going on. And then she started laughing and then I was grateful of her being in the position. And then we kind of talked about it, like how come a person like her ended up in that position? And then I kind of told her, it's probably because I attracted her. Maybe unconsciously, they didn't realize it, but somehow I was attracting her to be drawn to my sphere and things somehow aligned for her to get that job. And then we kind of had a discussion. We talked about law of attraction. But to be honest, I don't necessarily really think the law of attraction is a law yet, but more so like a pseudoscience. But I kind of explained to her like how though these things don't make sense logically, but observing like other things in its properties and how it tends to behave, I think we could relate it to our situation, at least for her and I, our situation of the law of attraction. So I brought up the tuning fork resonance. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these videos where there's like two tuning forks. One tuning fork would have like a ping pong ball. And then of course, if you tap this tuning fork, the ping pong ball would like move. Wing, wing, wing. And this tuning fork, if they're different frequencies, if you tap this tuning fork, nothing will happen to this tuning. But if this tuning fork and this tuning fork have the same frequencies, if you tap this tuning fork, its resonance, its waves would transfer to this tuning fork and then would allow the ping pong ball to move because they're of the same frequency. So I kind of told her that maybe because we have a similar frequency that I drew her close. And then I kind of also explained to her quantum entanglement because Guru just talked about it recently, where two similar particles, okay, maybe the term's not really similar, but two subatomic particles that are somehow entangled. Entangled meaning they are somehow connected, even if they're a million light years away, and we can't imagine what that is, but just imagine they're a million light years away. This particle, separated by a million light years away from this particle, will still have an effect with each other. So, I know that doesn't really explain as to how I drew something close or how I drew my XO close. So I kind of thought of it this way too. Imagine our body and we burned ourselves. I just made that example because I kind of burned myself. She did it. So I burnt myself and then, yeah, it hurts. I put some ice in it, I put some aquaphor in it. And then after a while, it just healed by itself. Not because I'm thinking, okay, burn, now heal. No, it just healed by itself. The small cells, molecules, blood cells, particles, whatever, just decided to function and make my burn heal. So, I know, it's like, bear with me. So imagine we are blood vessels. No, not blood vessels. We are blood cells, and we are these particles that heal the wounds. This body, didn't even have to think and commanded those particles, those blood cells, to heal the wound. However, they did. No matter what, no matter the situation, no matter the condition of this brain, no matter what this brain was thinking, it seems like the blood cells and the white blood cells and everything that is involved in body repair has an intelligence of their own to do what they needed to do for my burn to heal. So think of it this way. The cosmic consciousness, no matter how much we don't understand it, even if we deny it, the cosmic consciousness, because we're connected to it, somehow aligns itself. Somehow is making the blood cells, me and my XO, be connected for a certain thing, for a certain mission, for a certain mission to do. And we got together maybe because we have the same frequencies and we just do what we needed to do. Not really understanding how we play to the bigger picture. But because of this cosmic consciousness, I think somehow we do what we do. And here's the thing, because it's just too often it happens where there is some sort of a pattern that we can no longer deny. I can no longer deny that there is a greater intelligence working beyond the grasp of our imagination. So when I get into a discussion with a non-believer meaning someone who only believes in things, someone who only believes in situations, only when there is a scientific explanation, scientific study that supports a phenomenon. Here's my counter argument to them. There was a point in this time on Earth where nobody knew what gravity is. Nobody knew the mathematical equation of gravity. But despite that, gravity still happens. Gravity still grounds us. Gravity still allows the apple to fall on the ground. Yes, there was no mathematical explanation of gravity then. However, our body experiences it. So, the things that are not explainable, the phenomenon that is so obvious that we experience it, we feel it, that I feel it. Science can only take us this far, like a glass ceiling. I need to break through. I can't wait for someone to figure out the mathematical equation of situations and phenomenon because I only have this life. That's why I went beyond the glass ceiling. That's why I had to go beyond and step beyond the realm of what is known science and use my body, use my experience, use my energy body to experience what there is that needs to be experienced. Because the more I am connected to that consciousness, the more I experientially understand, the more I am in grace, the more I can either let things be or have certain situations turn out to be the way I want it because now I understand this consciousness, or I just surrender to it, for it is so much greater, so much bigger than this single red blood cell. Oh my god, I know that was so much, like a lot to unpack, but think about it, you guys. Think about it. Yoga is science. Science has only gone so far. Mathematical equations is only up to here, but yoga is way beyond that. We cannot waste our life waiting for everyone to find the math for everything. We have this body. We have this physical body. We have our energy body. We have more than that to experience what there needs to be experienced and go beyond. Namaskaram. I'm so excited, you guys. I don't know why. Because I just feel our power. The power of you and me. Okay, until next time. Bye.